Welcome back to Griffin Indiana 22 on Farming Simulator 22 for episode 29 with me, MrSealyp. We're into August 3. This is probably just a stepping stone into September. It's nearly 6:15 in the morning. As you've seen, should have seen, we had quite a few contracts in August 2. I did those, and the potato one, you saw me doing a bit of potato harvesting. That went kind of late into the night, but paid out quite well. We're up to 132,000. I've got 15,000 litres of hot pellets I'm just going to take and sell. Again, this is kind of transparent, so just want to get into September and all of a sudden people are like, hang on a minute. Last time we saw you was on 50 something grand, 58 grand, and now you're on 150. How's that happen, kind of thing. Potatoes off that potato harvest contract I had has taken me up to 76,000 litres we've got in storage. We've got 33,000 litres of potatoes left over from that one. I think we had 40 something, didn't we, from one of the ones when we had to take it off to Mount Vernon. So I've had some weird stuff happening with contracts again though. I had one fertilising job came up on field 12 next to us here, paid out 20 odd grand, and then when I was doing some other jobs, a fertilising contract literally blinked on, blinked off. It blinked on for field 6 and I thought fantastic, it was paying like 24 grand. Went to click on it and it blinked off almost immediately. So I didn't even get a chance to get on it. It didn't stay for very long at all. So field 26 apparently has now been seeded and fertilised, and I didn't get a look in. However, well, I say however, that being said, whichever way you look at it, we're into August 3, just all those baling contracts again. Nothing else is ready to harvest, so nothing will pop up now. September we'll probably get some stuff. As far as equipment goes, we have got, there's a corn header there. It's another tool height control for headers, one, but it's a 6 metre header for 19 grand, 63% off. I'm thinking I might buy. I know it's a New Holland. It should work, shouldn't it? I don't know. I'm just trying to avoid myself if when all the corn contracts come up of not having to borrow equipment. I don't want to get to then and find I've got to pay 40 grand for a header or more, 50 when I could get that cheap now. It's a dilemma. Let's have a look at the corn headers. Case one there. Yeah, 53 grand. So those are 53 grand. In essence, they're identical headers, aren't they? As far as I can tell. I don't know if the attachments are any different. I don't think they are. In which case, yes, I'll have a yellow header on a case harvester, but for 19 grand, I'd be mad not to pick it up. So what, you know what, I think I'm going to do that. We'll grab that. Let's buy it. The other thing I was going to say was, I kept the header trailer I had. We do overhang a bit, but it works really well. This thing is an absolute, I love this. I know I've said it before, but the more I've used it, what a brilliant bit of kit. Yeah, so we overhang a little bit, but it still works. It still swivels and it still goes. I'm more than happy. This has got some serious wear up in the top and around the back. When you get up onto the steps, it looks like the foot plates and stuff are all worn through to bare metal, which it looks fantastic. I really do like the wear on that. Anyway, let's get these hot pellets sold. I'll get all the productions, continue to chug away. I think I've got more peppers ready to go, I think. We should have more eggs ready to go as well. The watermelons have just gone off and been sold as well. That was, I think we had 12 boxes and we made about 7 grand, I think. So prices are kind of, they fluctuate, of course they do. Now we're looking at eggs. Not quite a full pallet of eggs yet. Sheep have reproduced. We've got double in there, so we've got 60 in there now. Obviously skip through. Now because I've got all that potato, I'm now in that position of dilemma. I've got quite a few different crop types available that I've been getting from various different contracts that I've been just storing away. Haven't done anything with them, so I probably could have sold them all off. So I've got a few options I'm looking at, and I need to decide what ones I'm going to go with. I think as it stands now, still haven't sold any more wood pellets for a while. Oh, that's a nice payout. 40 grand, we'll take that. Yeah, I haven't sold any more wood pellets, and I think I've got 158,000 litres of pellets ready to go. That's 158 boxes. That's going to be fun, loading those up. I might get an auto. Is there an auto load trailer that will take the wood pellets? I'm trying to remember. That might be a better option when I get round to selling those, when the price goes better for those. Acetic acid as well is producing, and again I'm waiting for the price to come up on that. I know I'm kind of bouncing through waiting for prices to improve on various different things, just to make the most profit I can from what I'm doing. I was happy to do the wood pellets for a while, but as the price started to drop and drop and drop and drop, it was still, I kept saying it's money in the bank, it's money in the bank, it's okay. When it got to a point where I was selling twice the amount for half the profit, you're thinking, okay, this is not tenable now. I'm not, I'm wasting product here. So yeah, that's where we're at. I don't think I'll get any more contracts come up. If I get any cultivating ones, maybe, I don't know. I'll just bounce through, and I'll probably now see you into September. I know it's early, we might get something come. There'll be no harvest contracts, but I was just hoping, because we've got a lot of fields that are still showing as blue now. Again, if we go back to there and go to that, so these are all planted, and I'd like to say 6 bounced up with a fertilising job, then disappeared again. All the ones that I have done contracts on, so 15 was where I did the potatoes, 23 was that sorghum? Then I did 29, 30, and then we did 25 was sorghum, wasn't it? Definitely. So I've had nothing come up. 13 and 14 I did last year. 1 we did that massive harvest on, but then nothing came up after that. No cultivating, no fertilising. Field 3, same thing again. I don't know whether they're rotating through, so each year different fields come up. I'm not too sure. But the weirdest one I had, that one that said 103, was this one. Field 39. It's like basically just someone's back garden. It was a sorghum field, and I think I harvested the whole lot. There was 1,049 litres or something. But I thought I'll get the contract done. We'll get it out of the way because it might free up, it might knock it forward into give us another contract. It is what it is. So, September then. Wake me up when September comes. It's 7:02. September 1. I'm coming down from my top field. I know what you're thinking. Did he plant canola, or has he planted sorghum? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I've kind of lost track myself. But this being Griffin, Indiana, the most powerful map in the world. In all the excitement of August, and getting through it and getting contracts done and getting to the point where prices would start to rise, I forgot to plant my crop, didn't I, on my top field. I've got weeds have appeared up there, and things don't stop getting bizarre there. I've got a weeding contract come up. I haven't had many of those, but I've got one of those pop up. On field 9, I'm taking the weeder over there. I've got my seeder up at the field. We're going to do the seeding in a moment. And then we're going to do some refined farming. I've been talking about the fuel refinery for however long. I'm going to get it. Prices, I have been reliably informed. If you introduce something new into the game, if you introduce something yourself, put a mod in, and it's not a standard crop type or something that will have price fluctuations already. It can take 2 or 3 years of going through the cycles before it gets a balance of fluctuation. Now this is, hang on, this said weeding, and it offered me a weeder, but they look like big weeds. Or my, where's field 9? Hang on, that's field 10. We might be alright. So the problem I'm finding, and I know I've mentioned this before, look, I've got weeds, my top field, I did fertilise it, so it wouldn't let me weed. I cultivated. The cultivating got rid of the weeds. I fertilised, and now the weeds have come back. We'll get up to that in a moment because I'm going to explain what's going on there. Strange jiggery pokery. I don't know if it's Halloween related or something. I don't know. It's not, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so prices. If we come down to our prices, I know I've shown you this so many times already, and I know you're probably getting bored of it, but I want one that's going to be like the methane, for example. Right, so I'm assuming, was it May into June? Was that when I introduced it? I'm not too sure. But the methane price is showing now. It showed August. It was going to go right back up again. The green, that's now in October. I got into August, and it said September. It was going to go back up again, and it didn't. And now it's saying October, it's going to go back up again. Guarantee it doesn't, because I'm looking at November, December, January, there's no data. March and April, there's no data. Well, February, there's not either. So as we go through the year, it's deciding what the price fluctuation is going to be for the methane. So there was me, that kind of, oh, brilliant, the price is going to rocket back up. Nope, it's not. And I think it's going to be, although the acetic acid does seem to have more information there already, which I don't kind of understand. September, look, August it went up a bit. We're into September, it's dropped again. Now it's showing that October it's going to go back up again. So the acetic acid is now going to be October. So in light of all those things, the fact that the prices for all the stuff, I think wood pellets have started to climb again. You'll be glad to hear. But it's not high enough or at a point now where I'm going to sort of sell everything in bulk. I'm going to get the weed to go in here. We're going to get our seeding done, our sowing done of sorghum. Actually, I better check that. I've got to double check in case I've made a mistake there. No. Oh, hang on. No, we're still right for canola. Yeah, we're fine for canola. Look, August and September. We can do canola. We could do barley now as well if we wanted to. Actually, maybe barley would be a better idea because we need barley or wheat to feed the chickens. I might put barley in the ground up there now. Although canola pays better. I can do either one of those. I'll have to make sure I switch that because I've got it set on sorghum at the moment. So let's unfold this. I'm going to go to the top end and do a strip across first. And if we hire a worker, it can whiz up and down to its heart's content. Words. They're in there somewhere. I'm just not using them. Right. Now let's see if this will work. Come on, weeder. Do what you're supposed to do. There we go. Look, it's weeding. There's something you don't see every day. And then we'll whiz up. I'll switch over. Do I do canola? I'll decide between here and there. Canola or barley. Barley would make more sense. I've got a load of canola from contracts I've done. I haven't got a shortage of canola. I could do canola oil. I could do all sorts of stuff. I think I'm going to be using some of it actually in the refinery. I think. Yeah, so I'm thinking barley might be a better idea. Right, give myself a bit of turning room. Or my worker a bit of turning room, let's say. This doesn't pay out. I mean, it pays, I think, just over £1,000. The weeding jobs, for some reason, compared to some of the others, really don't pay out particularly well. So, let's get that going. And I will see you up at the top field. Ready for more peculiarities? Now, is this me misremembering? Possibly. When I bought this second hand, I thought I'd got a really great deal because I thought it was a direct drill. I'm sure I recall that when we did the oats in this field, the first harvest round, I was over the moon and then realised it wasn't a direct drill, and I realised I'd got the wrong one. So when I went to grab this and then looked and thought, hang on a minute, I'm really confused. If I go down to my equipment, where are we? No, that one. And we go down to here, go across to our seeders. We've got the PK 4.8B Kusbas. The other one is the Tom. Now that says top right. Additionally, this seeder offers the possibility to seed directly. I could have sworn we had the one that didn't, because I'm sure I said about that at the time, that we'd bought it, I'd got a great deal and was so excited, and I've got the wrong one. Or did I sell that and then buy this one? Oh, have I reached that point? Do you think I've reached that point where my brain's just gone, nah, one thing in, one thing out? Stuff seems to be falling out far faster than it's coming in. So anyway, I don't need to weed this because this is going to cultivate as I go now, because this is a direct drill. In putting the seed in, fertiliser went in as well, but that's no bad thing because it's got one fertilising state already, so we should fertilise as we go. We will see, won't we? So I need to switch that to wheat, barley. I'm going to put barley in. Let's do it. So we should see as we go, the weeds should disappear because we're cultivating again. Yeah, there we go. Now, that's not to say they're not going to come back again. I assume they are, because we're cultivating again, which is going to disturb any of the little bits of seed. We're going to disperse them again. I'm assuming in the first growth stage we're going to get seeds back. If we are, we'll come up, we'll weed again. Seeds? What's about weeds? I'm assuming we'll get weeds again. If we do, we'll come back, we'll do it. That's not a problem. Make sure I get right up to the edge here and we get all of it. Yeah, so now I'm thinking, did I do that? Did I get rid of it and buy the direct drill? I don't remember doing that, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? Let's be honest. So this will be winter barley. That at least is the plan at the moment. Now what I've got to do is check. Let's go to, I should have gone the other way. Don't know why I didn't go the other way. Boom, 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 boom. Growth, soil composition. Oh, it's only rolling, isn't it? Let's take that off. Has it done a second fertilising? No. So I'm putting fertiliser down. This is why I hate putting the fertiliser in. I've changed the type. Is it because it hasn't been cultivated? But I'm cultivating before, I'm cultivating at the same time. So now I'm wasting fertiliser. It's putting fertiliser down that it's not using. And you can't turn that off. I suppose my only option at this point, potentially... Oh, didn't like that very much, did it? Let's not do that. Is turn it off, lift it up. That's the fertiliser. I'm sure it is. Do that one. There we go. Yeah, so all I'll do now then, because it's not putting the fertiliser down, I'm not wasting it going around the field. I'll put the seed back in, and then when I'm done... No, what are you doing? Don't put it away. Yeah, I'll put it back in, take it back down there, and we'll... I think I must say this every single episode. Wouldn't it be nice if for once something just worked? Worked how I want it to, or I thought it would, or something along those lines, anyway. Did I get rid of that weed? Probably not. Yep. Let's get that done. Farm dog agrees. Get it done. Probably not the best tractor for this. This is all over the shop, isn't it? Should have brought up the John Deere. Chop that down. Let's go. Right, that's better. Let's just get the seed in the ground. We'll come back. Pick up the fertiliser later. No, we don't want that. Don't want it. What a palaver. Yeah, it's because I cultivated, then I fertilised. Put the pipe away. Thank you. So I hadn't actually changed the ground state before I came back. And that's one thing that's always frustrated me. I suppose, I mean, technically, this is what I mean. Technically, we are cultivating as we go. All right, it's a direct drill, and our fertiliser and seed is going in. Well, so with these pipes. So realistically, we are cultivating first, aren't we? So it should be that it's changing the ground state, and then the fertiliser should apply. But it's saying, because you're putting it down at the same time, it doesn't work that way. That doesn't make any sense to me. I will keep a track on whether or not... Again, right, contracts. How many fields have I been saying now for probably the past year on this game? How many fields I did harvests on, I've then had weeds on for so long. And then, of all the fields that have got weeds on, I get a contract on that one. Only. None of the others, just that one. Why that one? And not another single field that I've had loads of weeds on. Why is that one suddenly popped up out of all of them? Curious state of affairs. Oh, I've got all these stones here I didn't collect either. Now, this is what's got me slightly worried. Look at the ground here. So this is where I'm putting the seed down without fertiliser. That's where I put it down with fertiliser, and that's darker. However, if we go back to our map here, it's definitely not put a second load down. So, yeah. Yeah, never mind. It's all good. Right, I'm going to see you... Oh, I was going to check on contracts again just to make sure nothing else had popped up. No, just did all the baling ones. 35% complete. Yeah, 1,194. Big money, people. Big money. We will be able to retire after this weeding contract. We'll never have to farm again. I'm hoping, I know I keep saying it, I'm hoping once the price comes up for all the things, at some point the price has got to come up, hasn't it? Once the wood pellet price comes up and we make a big load of money, a big load of money, hopefully there'll be some fields that have got crops in them already, which I'll then buy with the crop in them. We'll make the money from the crop and we'll have big old fields as well. That's the plan. This is my 5-year plan. Stick with me. I know we're only coming to the end of year 1, but stick with it. I know we've spanned 2 years, but we started in the August, didn't we? And we've gone into September, so we're technically in our 2nd year. I was watching I watch a channel called Smarter Every Day, and they were looking at those big irrigation systems, the pivot irrigation systems, those big arching bars, and there's a central pivot point. The water and fuel and power comes into that, and then it gradually works its way around the field doing water. And when they were asked about the cost of it and was it cost effective and did it make a difference, and they were saying on the parts of the field that hadn't been irrigated compared to what had been, it was a 25 bushel yield difference per acre. And the guy said based upon that, the irrigation system will pay for itself in 5 years. And that's the thing, isn't it? That's how you have to look at it. These things, it pays for itself over time. It's not going to pay for itself in a month, in 2 months, it's years it's going to take to pay for itself. And I think that's where a lot of bigger companies go wrong. I remember Wembley Stadium, if you've ever heard of Wembley Stadium. You know? When the old Wembley Stadium was knocked down, they were going to build the new Wembley Stadium. The problem was that the company that was going to build it, they were saying about once it was done and what they were going to charge people to come to matches and concerts and stuff like that, the prices were ludicrous because they wanted to recover their investment in the first 12 months of it being open. The first 12 months. That's insane. That's absolutely ludicrous, and that's the problem, isn't it? You've got to look at a financial investment of something that big. You've got to say that's going to take 5-10 years to recover your money, but they don't want to wait 5-10 years. They want their money back now. That immediate, give me my money. Anyway, I'm digressing again. I will see you in a while. I'm going to get this going. Go and check on the weeding, and then we're going to place our refinery. I think I'm going to do it up at the top farm, Hilltop Farm. We've got space up there, probably next to the biogas plant. It kind of makes sense to have it all up there. And then we will look at what we can put in it, what we can make. I'm pretty sure with the refinery, pig food is one of the byproducts, which means if we can make enough pig food, we can then get pigs as well. And we shouldn't have to worry too much about, it depends how much pig food we're going to make from it. I'm not going to say it's going to be huge amounts, but because the amount of crops we've been storing and putting away to one side, we should be able to get a few processes running, I think. Right, let's get that on a worker. Let's hop out. Okay, let's just make sure he goes the right way. Assume he's going to have enough turning room the other end. We'll see. I'm down at the main farm. I'm going to grab the John Deere. I'm going to grab the trailer. And some of the potatoes that I was talking about that we've got in the trailer, in the silo. I'm going to take a full load up with us, rather than just go up there and put the refinery up and kind of go from there. So as I was saying, we've got wheat, not a huge amount left. I need to feed the chickens. They haven't used too much, to be fair. Oh, chickens have reproduced as well. Got twice as many now. So we're up to 224, I want to say. No, 20. Oh, something like that. We've got oats. We've got a load of canola. We've got some sorghum. We have got a load of sunflower. We've got some soybean. We've got some corn. 76,000 litres of potatoes. Sugar beet cuts that I kept hold of. We've got the seed and stuff that we made in our production. Loads of wood chip I stored in here, and I'm glad I kept that separate. We've got silage in here. We've got grass in here, hay in here. Oh, all the hay bales. Straw in here. Yeah, the hay bales that were over there I put in here just to get them out of the way. So potatoes what we're going to put in, and we're going to head up and sort out the refinery. Now I'm sure, again I could be misremembering, I hope I'm not, I think the refinery will take potato, I think it will take sugar beet cut, I think it will do canola. It also has the solar panels on the roof which will produce electricity. It can take methane, which will produce electricity. It's only whether or not the electricity is worth more than the methane is. If it is, it's worth moving the methane from the biogas plant, maybe put it into distribute, and having it distribute into the fuel refinery, maybe. We'll have to check that. I'm not too sure how that's going to work. Because I think because I was making so much money in the Western Wilds on methane, because the price hasn't been so great here, and the fact I'm on hard economy, so the prices are going to be lower anyway. But potentially, if the electricity price is better, I'm not going to know really until I put some in. We'll have a look. I'm sure this will get up there. Yeah, so potentially I've got a load of crops I can put in there. Now some of it I think will work better and the recipes are better if they're oils. So things like canola oil, sunflower, or canola and sunflower, if I convert those into oils first, I think the recipes are better for producing. So it should produce, I think it produces diesel, electricity, pig food. What's the other thing it produces? I'm sure there are 4 things in the recipes that it will produce. Well, we'll see. Once we get it put up, we'll have a look. It's going to cost me 125 grand. It's not going to be cheap. But hopefully, like I say, the knock-on effect is going to be that things I'm producing will then make us money. And this should then just be a stopgap. I can't envisage any extraneous expenses between now and when prices improve. So I've got a load of wood chip I can bring up. Yeah, I've got tons of stuff I can bring up. But we're going to start with the potatoes and get that going. I did look at 2 or 3 different productions. There's potato processing. I looked at that. I thought about doing mashed potato and stuff like that. So then I thought, but to be fair, I've got 76,000 litres of potatoes, and then that's it. I haven't got fields and fields of potatoes. It's not like I've got 500,000 litres of potatoes sitting there. This is a finite resource until next year if I get more harvest contracts come up. So it was kind of working out what would work best. And then what was the other production I looked at? Oh yeah, it was that old grain mill that's been repurposed. So it's a grain mill, but it doesn't just do flour. It's grain mill, oil mill. It did tons of stuff all in one. But the problem was, I think a lot of the things that required I didn't have. So it didn't make sense to me to do that one. That's why I thought I'd go down the fuel refinery route. Is this going to have enough oomph to pull this up the hill? You can do it. Maybe. Bit of wheel slip. But we got there in the end. Right. I think I'm going to put it up here. We'll put the refinery here, I reckon. That's our methane tank we put in a while ago. That's got 8,000 litres in it, and that's probably, I'm just thinking that could be on 10,000 litres. What are we on? Methane, 9,713, and that's only got a 10,000 litre capacity. That's got a 20, so what I can do, I need to get a small methane tank. I leased one before, and I'll just bring it up and switch it over into that one so I can keep production running. And actually, that could do with topping up. Slurry, manure, silage could do with another 50,000, and I've got more than enough over there in our production, in our fermenter, so that could all do with a bit of a top up, which I think I need to get onto. So let's see, I reckon here be about right. Yeah. And there we have it, 125 grand, so it's $125,014. So not much work needs to be done on that. Now the good thing with this is we've got so many different options available. If we go around the back, this is manufactured and installed by Zodelzocht. We have got all the options on the back of here for changing, like putting lights on and all the various different markers and stuff like that. But what we need to look at here is our recipes. So electric charge air. So we're going to put that on anyway. So that's just going to run, I think. I hope. As far as I know. Incoming materials air. I'm sure this worked before. Anyway, so we can do electric charge methane diesel. Now we've got diesel from canola, sunflower, soybean. Diesel from soy. Oh no, that's not soybean. That was olive oil, wasn't it? Sugarcane, sugar beet cut. We've got some. We can put that in. So we've got our diesel. That was compost was the other thing. Yeah. So we'll get diesel, we'll get methane, we'll get compost, and we'll get pig food. So I can bring that up. Potatoes, same thing. So we've got a load of potatoes to put in. Wood chips we can put in, and then we've got the oils. Now the oil recipes are better. Although they only produce diesel, they don't produce all the byproducts. So I have to say, We can do sugar beet, carrot, potatoes and wood chips, definitely. My canola and my sunflower, I could just dump in there as well, I suppose. Or I could convert it to oil and just produce diesel. But I think I might just throw it all in, you know. Then we've got our own diesel that we can either run our vehicles on, depends how much we make, or we could sell some. Is there anywhere I can sell diesel? No, that's interesting. Incoming materials. Let me just double check down here. There you go, look, electric charge is storing. We'll store it for the time being, I guess. Compost, pig food, methane. Cool, right. And if we're producing methane here, we can then switch that on to do the methane to electricity as well. Does that mean I've got a price for electricity now? Again, when I did the mod reviews and all this, I'm sure there was one that said electricity, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh well, doesn't matter. Right, let's get the potato in. So our in point is here, isn't it? Yeah. And I can go back and get various different things. Oh, actually, how's our work going? Our worker, 93% complete. Cool. Should don't know how much this will take. It might take all of it if it does. Fantastic. And then what I'll do is I'll whiz across and I'll get some more silage as well. I don't know why in my head it took silage. It was maybe wood chips. I thought I've got loads of that. That's probably what I was thinking of. So tip that in. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, it'll take loads, absolutely loads. So diesel production from potatoes on. Compost and pig food's going up already. Diesel's going. We are rocking and rolling, people. Rocking and rolling. I'm going to whiz across here actually while I'm up here. Let's grab 50,000 litres of silage to put into the biogas plant. Keep that chugging. What I will do is switch those off. There we go. Gates all open up here. I was going to put it on this land over here, and I thought, you know what, it makes more sense having it there next to the biogas plant. Refined biogassery. We've got 2 pallets of cheese now. Thank you, Jeremy, for the Alan Partridge meme I got yesterday. That was hilarious. Smell my cheese. I just laughed out loud and just absolutely cracked up at that, so thank you. Thank you for making an old man smile. Right, that's saying contract complete, so completed. 1,194. Collect. Cha-ching! I'm going to off camera go back and check for all those prices again, because I'm sure I've probably missed it. I probably went scooting past prices for things, so I will have another look just to make certain. I have to say, I love this John Deere, I really do. I mean, I say that pretty much every vehicle they get. I think they're brilliant. But because it was second hand, I'm at that point now, I don't use it very much before it requires work again. But then I think that could be partially the trailer at the moment that requires a bit of upkeep. Yes, we've got our solar panels, we've got a little wind turbine type things going on there. So whilst it was expensive, it does do a lot. And it will take a lot, and hopefully it will make us a bit of money. Hopefully. Come on, keep going. You can do it if you B&Q it. There we go. All good. How's that looking? That should almost fill it, actually. Yep, we're done. Right, I'm going to go and get the rest of the potatoes, and then I'll get something else up here. What else am I going to bring up? Sugar beet cut, wood chips. We'll get a whole load of stuff going. I guess I should really go around again and grab up all the various different pallets of things. I've got more honey, I've got the cheese, I've got 2 pallets of peppers, I've got more milk to come up to the sheep's cheese factory. Just odds and ends. Oh, that you know that errant pallet of wood pellets I had on the back of the train. Every time I got on the train, there was a pallet. Last time I sold some stuff at to Mount Vernon, Illinois. I took the pallet off and just threw it on the floor and completely forgot about it. And then remembered going through yesterday, so I just grabbed that and I threw it back over with the rest of the wood pallets. Right then. I've been going backwards and forwards. This is the last thing I'm bringing up. This is the last bit of wood chip. I've already taken up about 200,000 litres. I brought up the sunflower, brought up the canola and the rest of the potatoes. So this is the last bit. Potatoes at the moment is the only thing running. I'm going to put the other stuff on, but we've had an absolute result. Something I dismissed way back could be our saviour. We could be saved by compost. Because when I did the acetic acid production, however long ago that was, and that was producing compost and then acetic acid as the sort of byproduct, the compost was being distributed to the hop garden because the hop garden needed the compost. So off camera, when everything interlocks, everything, you know, I always say it, the big jigsaw puzzle, the puzzle pieces fall into place. My fermenter up on the hill, because we're making so much silage because I've got so much straw in there that I've got off the contract fields and the grass that I cut the other day, I had so much silage, I thought, you know what, I'll bring some more down, put it into my silo, and I'll put a load into the acetic acid production again, get that chugging away. The compost is constantly going into the hop garden, but I've got more than I can possibly deal with. And then I'm looking up here at the production as it gets going, thinking I've got compost coming up my ears and I don't know what to do with it. A little bit like the biomaterial. And when I first started doing acetic acid, the compost wasn't really worth very much at all. So I dismissed it as a kind of, you know, what do I do with it? Kind of, you know, I'm using it in the hop garden, but really anything over and above that, not really going to help very much. So when this started running, I'm thinking I'm going to have more compost than I can cope with. I'll just sell it. I'm just going to have to sell it because, you know, if I make a bit of money to cover, like I always say, cover the cost of a bit of workers' fees or whatever it might be, pay, that kind of thing, I can. So I checked on the price of compost. Let's go up. Compost at the moment at the Acme is falling at 1,261 for 1,000 litres. If I go back down to here and go to my acetic acid production, which is here, I've currently got 93,000 litres of compost sitting there. My acetic acid is chugging away. I'll sell that when the price comes back up. I've still got 90,000 litres of silage chugging away. So I could sell all of that and it will still be processing to go to the hop garden. If I come over here and back down to here now, since that's all gone in, so we've got electric charge air, that's already running. If we go across, we'll see there that I've got now diesel's being produced. We've nearly got 500 litres already. Canola, sunflower, sugar beet cut. Oh, the sugar beet cut I brought over as well. The rest of the potatoes and wood chips. It's now 224,000 litres. So let's get that on, sunflower on, sugar beet cut, and wood chips. If we scroll down, you'll see as well, pig food. We've already got 3,400 litres of pig food. Compost, 4,400. Methane's chugging away. Diesel's going up, and so is their electric charge. Even if you bought this just for doing pig food, the rate of pig food production, and that's going to ramp up now. I've got all of these processes running, and so will the compost. I'm now going to go back and I'm going to flog a load of compost because I can bring money back up. If I sell all that 93, we'll cover the cost of this, won't we? With something that I, in my head, had already thought, well, it's just a byproduct. I can't really do anything with it. So, what I'm going to do is swing under here, take out the compost that's here, whiz down to the acetic acid, take the compost out of there. I think I can take it out of there. Oh, that's the point. That's interesting that it just did that automatically. All the things that I put in there, how did it know I wouldn't take the compost out? Curious. No, diesel's already got to 522. Compost with this is going to be brilliant. Now, admittedly, again, it's a finite resource that's going to plough through that, but by the time it's ploughed through it all, we should have had a load of compost. We'll have a load of diesel, which means I can refill my vehicles. It's not going to cost me anything. I can sell some of the diesel if I want to. We'll have methane coming out of it as well. And like I said, the pig food production now is at a point where I could now think, let's get some pigs, because it was something I hadn't really thought of. I thought about doing cows maybe next because I've got all the things available. I've got silage, got straw, got hay. We can do total mixed ration. So cows and pigs are definitely on the cards now. I'm excited. So, I'm going to head over. Let's get to the acetic acid. Let's fill this up. Well, it's going to be two loads now. Assuming I can take the compost out. Should be able to. That'd be a nice way to end. My field is planted now. I was going to just grab the fertiliser spreader or the roller, whiz up and start on that to finish. But you know what? Let's finish by making some money. Why not? Make a change with it. It just terrifies me, the bank account sitting at 31,000. Like, but then, you know, I spent the money. Got to spend it to make it. I can't believe how many wood pallets I've got available there as well. That's going to be crazy when we sell all that. I believe the common vernacular these days is we're going to make bank. Don't know what's wrong with saying we're going to make money, but yeah. That's where I find I can't take the compost out. But that would be weird if I can't. I think I just pull up. Do I pull up alongside? I'm trying to remember where the trigger was. If I get kind of somewhere in the vicinity. I want to say about there, maybe? There we go. Get in. Compost for the win. Who'd have thunk it? Let's get the down to that meat, come back, get another load. And I've still got, and the thing is with that as well, for the time being, I've got it being produced at both places. I can go up to my fermenter and go and grab some more silage, just to keep topping up the acetic acid. Yeah. Happy with that. Should get this back on, I suppose, really. Just in case. We've got a heavy load and it's going to be hard to brake and stop. So, when I unload this... Also, I wait till I've done the next load. We'll see what we make on this one. It's got to be 70 grand? No, 6. What was it saying? 1.2 was it? I can't remember now. 1,200. We're about to find out, aren't we? Okay then, let's go. Oh, it's nice when the money goes up like that. £65 grand for a full load. Oh man, byproducts rule. go back and get another one then. Today's turning out to be a good day. There's nothing I want to buy on there. Got another one of those corn headers. Only bought. Well, that's dearer than the last one I bought, isn't it? How are we looking? Oh no, I want to go to there. How are we looking? Composts. Yeah, we're doing all right. As long as the price is holding high, I will sell all that I've got. So, and if the acetic acid production here starts to drop, then I will bring some more silage over. So I think now's as good a time as any. We've got a bit of weeding done. Actually, are there any other contracts popped up? Better check. Doesn't hurt to have a look, does it? That's not the one, is it? This is. What am I talking about? No, still all the baling. Yeah, bit of weeding, bit of seeding, new production, silage over to the biogas plant, everything up to the new production, and then compost. Now we're looking in here. Right, we've emptied it, but it's producing again, so that's all good. How much have we got in here? 46,000 litres. And I'm off. So with that, we shall end on a high note. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.